Hello, this is Paolo Ciccone with a presentation of the new features of Reality 2. Reality 2 has more than 65 new features compared to the previous version, and it would take about 2 hours to see them all. So I will just concentrate on the top 10 during this presentation. Let's begin. Our first new feature is full support for the new DAZ Studio 4. Compatibility with Studio 3 is of course maintained, so now you can switch between the two, loading exactly the same scene and moving from Studio 3 to Studio 4. Here we have a scene, for example, with the usual Victoria 4. And now if we switch to Studio 4, you can see that we have full support for the new Genesis figure, which includes support for all the morphs, geografting, and subdivision. And because Studio 4 finally adds support for 64-bit processing under macOS, now we have a version of Reality that runs under macOS 64-bit. So that means you can add all the components you want on your scene. You can create huge scenes using all the memory that is installed on your Mac, and Reality will be able to handle it perfectly. This is, of course, in addition to the existing support for Windows 64-bit. A crucial activity in designing any Reality scene is to set up your custom materials, and we have a lot of improvements in that area. Now, when you select a material, Reality generates a preview for it, automatically and in the background. As you navigate between all the materials, the previews are created for you and a certain number of them is kept in memory. In this way, when you switch from material to material, Reality shows you the preview immediately. This is a tremendous productivity boost and a great creative tool. A key activity in designing materials for the human figure is to work on the character's face. Reality 2 provides now a face shape exactly for that task. When Reality detects that you are working on a character's face, the right shape is made available for you and selected automatically. Reality is designed to be artist-friendly. As much as possible, it will try to guess your intentions. So, when you change a material, it's reasonable to expect that you want to see the result of the change. As you can see, when I modify some colors or other parameters for this material, Reality regenerates the preview automatically and in the background, without requiring me to wait for it to finish. Now, there are times when you look at a material and see that it's quite good, but you might have an idea to make it even better. The only problem is, the new approach involves changing several parameters and it might be risky. What if the resulting material is not as good? How can you go back to that near-perfect version? With Reality 2, it's very easy. Just click on the Snapshot button and the material and its preview will be saved in a special area in memory. Now you can change the material as much as you want and judge the result next to the previous version. At any time, if you want to revert back to the original version, you can simply click on the Swap button and bring back the original material definition. This is called Material Snapshot, and it's another innovation brought to you by the Reality plugin. Many times, you need to make the same change across multiple materials. For those situations, Reality provides a feature called MultiEdit. Let me show you how it works. You simply select multiple materials and then change a common property, like the diffuse color. The change will be applied to all the materials selected. Simple and incredibly useful. Let's do it again, this time for the bump map values. In addition, you can see that Reality now flags the edited materials so that you can quickly spot the ones that have been modified from the automatically converted values. Modern graphic cards, also known as GPUs, can be used to accelerate the rendering when used with special software. Lux 0.9 provides GPU acceleration, and Reality 2 takes advantage of this feature. The operation is quite simple. Just enable the GPU acceleration checkbox and you're all set. You can adjust a few parameters to optimize this operation, but it all boils down to a single checkbox. You will need a GPU that supports OpenCL to use this feature. Continuing to our next feature, we have animation support. Now you can select the length of your animation based on the start and end frame, and Reality will give you the duration using the standard format that shows hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. After you determine the duration of your animation, you just need to click on the Render Animation button, and Reality will generate the Lux scene for each frame and then launch Lux with the render queue all configured to render all the frames automatically. It's that simple. Lastly, let's go back to the material editor to show you a feature that is bound to change dramatically the quality of your renders. I'm talking about normal map support. The detail that you can get from a normal map is far superior to anything that you can obtain from a standard bump map. You can create excellent normal maps from the diffuse textures of the model by using programs like Crazy Bump. The effect of using a normal map with Lux is so advanced that it rivals the use of displacement maps. In fact, this image, for example, was rendered completely with normal maps. Compared to displacement maps, normal maps render in a fraction of the time and with much less memory needed. For example, we can take this material, which comes from Studio with a bump map, and simply select a normal map file, one that I created for this demo, from the diffuse texture of the face of Victoria 5. Here we can see how a normal map looks very different from a bump map. Reality automatically recognizes a few common file name suffixes for normal maps. All you need to do is to select a suitable file and make sure that the normal map flag is enabled. Once you do that, Reality will render a new preview, and we can see right away the improved detail on the character's lips. Let's try something different. Let's go back to the original version of this material and use the new material snapshot to see the difference between normal maps and all-style bump maps. And here you can see the difference side by side. Huge improvement with normal maps. So, lots of new features in Reality 2. To recap, Reality is now compatible with DES Studio 4. It has support for Genesis and all its morphs, including GeoGrafting. It has support for Studio 4 subdivision. We have tremendous workflow speedup via MultiEdit, new automatic material preview, new face shape for material preview, the exclusive material snapshot, Lux GPU acceleration, animation support, and improved rendering via normal maps. These are great features, but I cannot leave you without showing you something truly amazing. When Reality 1 was released, it brought for the first time the power of Lux render to the studio artists. Reality 2 expands the horizon by giving you one more rendering option. Now, if you have an OpenCL GPU, you can also use the blindingly fast SLG renderer to generate your images. SLG stands for Small Lux GPU, and it's a subset of Lux that runs completely in the GPU. This makes it very, very fast, while still retaining the ability to be physically accurate. SLG is included with Reality 2 and can be used in alternative to Lux by simply enabling a checkbox in the Output tab. Let's see it in action. So, here we have a simple scene, just a statue, a room, and one single mesh light. Very simple. Okay, let's switch to the default camera and call Reality. I set the materials for the statue to be custom metal and select the appropriate color for them. Next, we make sure that the checkbox for SLG rendering is enabled and then simply click on Render Frame, as usual. This time, instead of using Lux, Reality will call SLG. And here is the model, rendered with beautiful, shiny metal at more than 20 million rays per second, courtesy of the GPU acceleration. You can see how the render noise clears up in a few seconds. We can press H for help and see a simple screen that shows us the total time spent rendering and some statistics on the hardware used. Let's remove the help screen and see that we can actually move the camera while it is rendering. Isn't this amazing? As soon as you release the mouse, SLG restarts rendering in a few seconds. A new version of this scene with a new camera position is ready to be saved to disk as a PNG file or PNG. You can pan around and push the camera closer to or further away from the subject. Keep in mind that what you are seeing here is recorded in real time. There is no speed up in the video. This is the real thing, and it's available now. All you need is an OpenCL video card. Alright, This ends our short tour of the new features of Reality 2, the most advanced rendering solution for DAZ Studio. All the details, plus purchase and upgrade options, are available at our website, preta3d.com. My name is Paolo Ciccone. Thank you for watching.